After a decade of using Logic, I've decided the time might have come to move on. I need a DAW which is Windows compatible, which means unfortunately Logic is out. Seeing that Loopcloud customers are getting a free copy of Bitwig 8-track at the moment, I thought that's the perfect opportunity to try out a new DAW. Today I'm just going to show you a couple features that I've been playing with the last couple of days. First things first, we need a bass. Yeah, I think that's the one. Gonna chop that a little bit. Bitwig has this great feature called Multiband FX. Multiband FX just gives you a little bit more control over each frequency band and how you're using processing on it. So for example, the low band, I'm going to use a Bitwig plugin called Tool. This is just like a basic utility, but what I can do is bring the width down to 0 to ensure that anything below about 200 Hertz is completely in mono, just in case there was any stereo information in that sample already. Then we can go up to the mid frequencies, a little bit of modulation like a chorus, say. And finally we can select the high frequency band, just a bit of distortion to bring some of the highs out. I'm also going to add reverb as well. Bitwig's got quite a good reverb built in. Cool, so now you can hear before any of the processing compared to, which helps it cut through the mix nicer. Yeah, multi-band effects. I would have loved that in Logic for the last 10 years. Okay, great. Let's move on. Just gonna grab another bass from Loopcloud to show you this. So what I'm going to be showing you is something really cool that you can do with modulators inside Bitwig. I'm just going to use Bitwig's built-in distortion. What I'm going to do is click here to open up modulators. Then I can add a modulator. I'm going to just pick an LFO. Then I'm going to use this button here to map to any control that I select here. So in this case, I'm going to select the gain. So as you can see, that LFO is now modulating the amount of gain from the distortion. I'm also going to make the LFO move a little faster. So if I make it an 8th note, which I think is cool. I mean, I could never do anything like that in Logic. If I go into this clip setting up here, it gives me a load of controls for the selected audio clip. I'm just going to hit reverse. We can also be creative with sidechaining inside Bitwig as well. So instead of just showing you how to sidechain a bass to a kick, I'll show you something I think is a little bit cooler. I'm going to open up Bitwig's reverb once again. What I'm going to do is add an audio sidechain, and the kick is going to be set as the input for the device. Map it to the mix of the reverb. Can you hear it ducking back in there? If you want to make that kick sound massive, then obviously any time-based effects like delays and reverbs in your entire project, you can just bring the mix right down every time the kick hits. Okay, next up, I want to show you something really cool that you can do with the delay in Bitwig. I'm just going to grab a vocal from Loopcloud.
Tear it up!
I'm going to add Bitwig's delay to this. What you can do is add effects to the feedback from the delay. So if you listen to the delay, this is just what it sounds like normally.
Tear it up!
I'm going to add one of Bitwig's quite cool effects called Blur, and that's just going to spread the delay taps a bit and give it a nice bit of width.
Tear it up!
We can even get quite weird and avant-garde with it if we add Bitwig's pitch shifter.
Tear it up!
If I bring the mix down a little bit, then it ends up giving it almost a nice phasing effect.
Tear it up!
As you can imagine, things get very weird very quickly down this path. Really fun and really worth playing with when you're just looking for something strange and cool.
Tear it up!
One last thing to show you that I've really enjoyed playing with for the last few days, Bitwig Sampler. So one of the really cool things about the sampler in Bitwig is that it's got this cool granular setting, textures. If I grab an effect from Loopcloud, like this, I can drag that straight into the sampler here and instantly start messing with it for some quite cool results. So if I bring the speed down a little, also the size of the grain, and bring the motion right up, So now we've got a few elements. I'm going to close with one more really cool thing that you can do to get really quick structures out of your tracks. I want to make an intro section. So maybe I want to use the MIDI for that atmospheric stab. I'm going to copy both of the vocal stabs over here. Also going to use the top loop as well. And we can see how that sounds.
Tear it up.
So let's say that I'm happy with how they're sounding in the clip launcher. I can then select all of these scenes and drag them into the arrange window.
Tear it up.
And then we've built ourselves an intro super quick. I really like the way that the user interface actually keeps it all in one window for you rather than having to switch between the arranger and the clip launcher. I never really got on with the clip launcher in Logic, but this is super intuitive. So yeah, I'm really feeling it. So these have been the things that I've been feeling in Bitwig. Once again, very worth checking out. If you've got a Loopcloud subscription, then you can just check out this 8-track version that I've been using completely for free. There's loads of stuff I didn't cover here as I'm a complete noob, obviously. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this has inspired you to go and make something yourself. See you next time.
Tear it up. Smash it up.